Hi guys, 25th of November 2020, US cash market is open for about 38 minutes already. Piotr here is Liteforex Global YouTube channel. And we are going to make the market check, market update, mostly because of the long weekend in US. So our next meeting is going to be around the weekend, if some interesting things related to the crypto will happen, or on Monday. Dollar is fighting for life. Yeah, that is true. And whatever we were discussing yesterday is still valid today. And market was trying to move as high as 1960. We stopped for now around 1930. And we've seen the upper shadow is being built. Now, from the lower time frame perspective, things are much more interesting. Why? Well, because we have to check and take into the consideration what we already seen to the left when it comes to the intraday trading. Once we took out strong sell-off, retest, and this time all the stops have been taken out, but that's the key. 1890, you have to make the note. It's key level from intraday and also in that case daily chart perspective. So we were trying to hold, we've seen attempt to break down, rally back, and we are again above 1890. Dollar is fighting for life. The data today, it's giving us mixing signals. For example, preliminary GDP quarter to quarter in line with market expectations, 33.1. But unemployment claims higher, again higher than what market was expecting, and the previous one being revised as well to the negative territory. Durable good orders, better, what market was expecting, but then again revised. University of Michigan in line, core PCI price index in line, new home sales beat the market expectations strongly, but income, personal income much weaker than what market was expecting. Spending higher, but come on, how long we are going to see higher spending if your income is moving lower, right? So that's gonna be important and crucial from my perspective. We have one more thing later today. It might be crucial. It might be the moment we are going to cross the line or we are going to hold the line. I'm talking about the FOMC meeting minutes, so the report after the latest FOMC, and that might be the key. Taking into the consideration, guys, that we do have a long weekend in US. Actually, market is working on Friday, but come on. You know, the liquidity might be a little bit lower, volatility might be higher. So somewhere in the back of my head, I do understand some kind of the big rally on the euro dollar, on, in other words, some kind of the stop count using the low liquidity to the upside, right? Like 100 pips could take place from 1890. That would bring us towards 1990, basically based on this latest weakness, right? So if market is going to hold that level, 120 could be tested over the course of this long weekend when it comes to the euro dollar. So we are testing, we are fighting, there is a line in the sand, 1890 right here, right now. Overall, I'm still dollar positive. From the intraday perspective, I'm fighting on the short side on the euro dollar. But if we are going to hold this level after the London fix, that could be the challenge, and I might think and eventually evacuate from the shorts and turning into the longs. That's the number one cross euro dollar. The next one, cable. Here the bulls from the intraday perspective losing a little bit of the momentum. Still 33.80 to the upside and 34.20, quite wide zone as a possible supply, right? And to the downside 32.80 as a possible demand. So for now, trading the range could be the name of the game. So selling the highs, buying the lows, and trying to avoid trading in the middle of the range. So that's how I see the things when it comes to the intraday cable chart. But from the daily chart perspective, of course, the bulls got the a little bit of the bigger chances to try to push prices higher as long as we are above 32.80. Even with the close below 32.80, we still have quite good support around 130.80 and 130, and as long as we are above 130 medium term, we might see a little bit higher levels, especially if we are going to break and close above 34.20. That might open 135. So that's how I see the cable and intraday perspective. As I mentioned, for now, until we are going to see the breakout, trading the range, selling the highs 33.80, buying the lows 32.80. That could be the name of the game when it comes to the cable. Dollar yen, we've seen, based on the daily chart, attempt to go higher with the invisible hands of the Bank of Japan. Then we lost the momentum. Again, we were trying to hold, and we're trying to create swing high here. But it could be very, very important where we are going to see the daily close today, and I'm going to explain, or I'm going to try to explain in a second, because of where we are from the daily chart perspective. It's getting narrower and narrower. Okay, so we should see some kind of the solution in the very near future. Okay, so in that case, taking into the consideration what we have, still white 104.20, 103.70 as a demand, 105.25 as a supply. I'm looking for a retest of this higher levels when it comes to the dollar yen. The buying opportunity around yesterday low, and again around the weekly open. Selling opportunity, as I mentioned, 105.25. So that's how I see the things when it comes to the dollar yen. Australian dollar versus US dollar. To the upside, we do have a broken supply over here, right? We do have retest right now. So if you are a bullish on Australian dollar, so this 73.30, that could be your long setup, right? The sellers around 74.30, 74.20. The sellers are here. So we might consider the big range, all right? We might consider the big range, and we are testing the bottom of that range for now. So I'm not gonna be surprised if we are going to see some buying going on right here, right now, towards the London fix. But if we are going to get the close below 73.20, maybe even below the weekly open, that might turn bearish again, and retest of 71.80 could take place on Australian dollar. With that being said, guys, I would focus on the majors only. We discussed euro dollar, cable, dollar yen, and Australian dollar versus US dollar. Because of the why I'm going to focus on the majors only, because of long weekend in US. So you know, to have a possibility to be filled in a quite good manner on the market, especially if you have a good big chunk, big tickets. If you are trading the big tickets, so trying to avoid low liquidity markets could be the name of the game. With that being said, guys, wish you great trading session. Don't forget FOMC meeting minutes later today, and see you around.